My presentation is on Dr. Jerry Falwell, founder of University and Church. Dr. Jerry Falwell's early years. Dr. Falwell and his twin brother were born in the Fairview Heights neighborhood in the area of Lynchburg, Virginia on August 11, 1933. His parents were Carrie Falwell and Helen Beasley Falwell. He also had an older sister named Virginia and a brother named Lewis. The Falwell family. The Falwell family had many struggles. His father, Carey Falwell, was shot and killed. His brother, Garland Carey Falwell, was arrested, but later released on grounds of self-defense. Dr. Falwell quoted this about his uncle, Garland. Garland was a victim that was invisible war the enemy wages to destroy each of us with sin, uncontrolled and unforgiven. Strength for the Journey, page 24. His mother's patient, loving style was a beautiful counterpart to his dad's belligerent approach to daily life. His mother's family, the Beasley family, was a comfort to Dr. Falwell during his childhood. They were spiritual, and his mother met the Lord as a child. His father allowed sin to destroy him. His father cried out for forgiveness but didn't know where to find it. The only demand his mother put on them was that the children had to attend Sunday school and church. Dr. Falwell met Maisel Pate on his first visit to Park Avenue Baptist Church and married on April 12, 1958. They had 3 children of their own, Jerry Falwell Jr., Jonathan, and Janine. Education/accomplishments. Dr. Falwell was a graduate of Baptist Bible College in Springfield, Missouri. In 1956, he founded Thomas Road Baptist Church. Thomas Road Baptist Church started with 35 members and by the 1980s had members of 18,000. Today, Thomas Road has over 24,000 members. Falwell also did a weekly television program called the Old Time Gospel Hour. In 1972, he formed Lynchburg Christian Academy, now known as Liberty Christian Academy. In 1971, he formed Liberty Baptist College, now known as Liberty University. He founded the Moral Majority in 1979. Support. Dr. Falwell became of the Christian faith in 1952. He was a Baptist pastor, television evangelist, a popular preacher, and church-grown expert. He was very outspoken about things he did or did not like. He addressed moral and social issues, opposed abortion, civil rights movement, and he supported prayer in public schools. He started the Moral Majority to address political concerns. He was a spokesperson for conservative views in both church and state. Political support. The presidential election of 1980 was one Dr. Falwell was dedicated to electing a moral candidate, one that stood up for Christian values. The Moral Majority helped to get the evangelical vote. The Moral Majority was obvious throughout the election of Ronald Reagan as president. Falwell supported George Bush for election by abandoning Pat Robertson, a television evangelist. Getting involved in politics. January 23, 1973, Dr. Falwell read the headlines in the paper to read Lyndon Johnson dies. But something else caught his eye. Supreme Court had legalized abortion. Dr. Falwell decided to preach to his people at Thomas Road Baptist Church and the Old Time Gospel Hour to reach out to laity across the nation. He felt he needed to end the slaughter of unborn babies. He published a book called If I Should Die Before I Wake about the abortion issue. He urged fellow Christians to take part in the political process. He said, "We cannot forget God's law as we live in a man's world." Strength for the Journey, page 344. He spoke at the I Love America rallies where he called on Christians and pastors to take political action. He spoke at different universities and was invited to speak on talk shows where he addressed people to stand up for state and national conventions. For young girls and women with no place to go, he started the Liberty God Parent Home, which he felt it was God's command for him to do. Dr. Falwell's beliefs. Dr. Falwell addressed his belief about gays/lesbians. When asked if he thought they were born that way, he stated, "I don't believe anyone is born homosexual. They begin the way God made them, male/female. If they choose to be bisexual, homosexual, they have the ability to do it." On his old-time gospel hour, he said he refused to stop talking about homosexuality. Final thoughts. Dr. Falwell stood up for things he believed in according to God's word. I believe he did things the way he thought politically could keep God in the government. By getting involved in issues like abortion, he tried to make politicians understand it was wrong. I believe by standing up for God in the fact of creation against people believing babies were born gay was positive. Another positive was trying to keep prayer in schools. The only negative was against civil rights, which I find odd considering he had many African Americans in his life as far back as his childhood.